Hi everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we are making number 201 Granny Square of our 365 days of Granny Squares. This one is so beautiful. It has a really pretty design. It has a written pattern designed by Patricia. Make sure you look at the links in the description of this video to follow along with her written pattern. It is a very simple written pattern, and it has pictures in it and very well written, so make sure you check that out. She also has a Facebook page, her blog website, all that good stuff. All of her information will be in the links in the description of this video so you can see all of that. This one really is a lot of fun, and we're using puff stitches, double crochets, half double crochets. We're doing these fancy shell stitches, a lot of eclectic amount of stitches today, and I'm using a lot of colors. The colors I'm using are just scrap yarns that I have available. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver yarn. You know what? I used this in my yesterday's square too, and in today's, and I'm not even sure if this is Red Heart yarn, but it is a 10 ply. It's a worsted weight yarn. Actually, my friend Sarah gave me a bunch of yarn before she moved to Africa, so it was in her scrap pile that she gave me. But this is just Red Heart. These ones are Red Heart Super Saver yarn. I mean, literally, I'm using scrap yarn, so you can use whatever you have lying around. I am also using an H size crochet hook, which is 5mm. There you go. So make sure you have that handy, as well as a yarn needle and a scissors, because we'll be cutting our yarn and sewing in our ends, and those tools just come in handy in this whole project. Also, before we start, I do want to mention there are other links in the description of this video, so not just the written pattern for Patricia's pattern and her website and her Facebook, but there's also a link to my website, YARNutopia.com, where you'll get information for all 365 days of Granny Squares. So you'll get all the information for this project. At the top of the blog, there are photos of your square if you want to click that, and then it'll take you to the video tutorial here on YouTube. But then at the bottom of the blog, there's a list of the ones that have written patterns, so you can go to the bottom of the blog and you'll see number 201 Granny Square, Mood Blanket 2014 July Square. That's the name of this particular square, and then it'll say by Patricia, so you can click that and you can follow along with her written pattern on there as well. So if you can't see it in the description of this video for some reason on YouTube, you'll be able to see it on my website. Also, there's a link to my Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you're following me on both places. Share your photos. I want to see your photos in the comment section of today's post on Facebook, so make sure you look for this square on my Facebook wall and then share your photo. I want to see what colors you come up with. Today's really cool square, so you can change color as many times as you want. Also, on Instagram, make sure to hashtag 365 days of Granny Squares and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see your square, I can comment on my faves, and double tap your photos. Make sure you're double tapping mine as well, so double tap this photo today. Also, one last thing, I have to say a big thank you to my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time to make these videos with us. He is our videographer, editor, and photographer for all of our videos, so make sure that you subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. The red subscribe button was like down here before. We were trying to like figure out where it is, but I think it's down by my name on this page, so make sure you hit that red subscribe button so you can get that update on when we post our next video, which will be tomorrow. So let's get started and make number 100. Oh my gosh, I'm already in the 100s. We're in the 200s, you guys. Number 201 Granny Square. Let's get started. Let's start off by making a slip knot. So put your short end over the long end, fold that down and pull that through and pull it tight. Insert your hook and we can start. Let's start off by chaining 4, yarn over, pull through, 1, yarn over, pull through, 2, yarn over, pull through, 3, and 4, and then we're going to come all the way to the first chain right here and make a slip stitch. So insert your hook and then yarn over, pull through that, and pull through the loop on your hook. Okay, so I just made a ring. If you know how to start with the magic ring, you can start this round that way as well and just put 12 double crochets in the center. But we are going to start off by chaining up 3. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to put 11 double crochets into this ring because this chain of 3 is going to count as a stitch. So in total we'll have 12 stitches around. So yarn over, go into the ring, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops, and then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops right there. Okay, so that's a double crochet. So again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. This is 3. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, you can see I worked in a circular form. I was working over the top of this straggler as well, so I can kind of pull that tight to kind of close that center. And we are going to close this round by slip stitching to the first chain up 3 right here. If you need to, count back 12, and then it should lead you to this chain up 3. You just want to insert your hook into the chain up 3, then yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Pull that tight, and there's round 1. Now at this point you can decide to change color if you want. If you are not changing color, just chain up 1 and go on to round 2 with me. But I'm going to chain 1 here, cut this yarn and pull it through, pull it tight. I'm going to insert my hook into any stitch on this round. Because I'm changing color, you can start in any stitch. I'm just going to go right back into that chain up 3 there though. And I'm going to grab a new color, hook that on my hook and pull that through. Alright, so for round number 2, we are going to make puff stitches, and we are going to work a puff stitch and chain 1 in each stitch around. So what we're going to do for the puff stitches, I'm going to chain 1 here, and for a puff stitch we are going to yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over and pull through. Okay, you can pull it up a little bit. Then yarn over, go back into the into the stitch, yarn over, pull through. So now we have 5 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 of those loops. And then we're going to chain 1 to close it. Okay, just like that. That is a puff stitch. Yep. So now we're going to, you could yarn over and pull through more if you'd like. I think in the pattern it says pull up 4 times, but I just did twice. So we can go into the next stitch, so yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, pull up, yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, pull up. So then you can decide if you want to go yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, and pull up. And again, so you could have 7 or 9 loops, but I only have 5 loops on my hook, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 5 of those, and then chain 1. Okay, and I'm going to do that all the way around. Make sure you chain 1 in between your puff stitches, depending if you yarn over, or do this 3 times or 4 times, or just twice like me. So you have 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. Oopsie. And sometimes that might happen. There we go, pull through all of them, and then chain 1. I'll show you again. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 5, and then chain 1. Okay, so I'm just going to continue working that pattern all the way around, just those 2 steps. Just, oops, that's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, pull through, and then chain 1 in between your stitches. And once you have your 12 puffs, I'll meet you up and we'll go on to the next round. When you're finished with your last puff, make sure to chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch to the first puff stitch of this round, okay? So not this chain up 1 down here, but actually into the puff stitch we go. So go in, yarn over, oopsie, yarn over, pull through, and through. Now, I'm going to change color. If you're not changing color, just slip stitch into this chain 1 space and chain up 4 and go on to round 3 with me. But I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn and pull it through, pull it tight. I'm going to insert my hook into any chain 1 space, so I'll just go right into this one and grab my next color, hook that on the hook and pull it through. Okay, and then I am going to chain up 4. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, and 3. Then I am going to, let's see here, slip stitch into the same space. Oh, why did I do 3? 4, sorry, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then slip stitch into the same space, so go back down into the chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, so we've made a little chain 4 space there. Then we're going to slip stitch into the next space, so go over into this chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, and through. And then we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to slip stitch into the same space. So go back down in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through that loop. Okay, then hop over to the next chain 1 space over here, slip stitch, so yarn over, pull through, and through. And then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go back down into the same chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, and through. Okay, then hop to the next chain 1 space, go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hop back down into the same space and slip stitch. So just repeat that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to round 4. Alright, when you're finished with this round, you want to slip stitch to the first chain of your beginning chain 4. Okay, so down here, it's way at the bottom here. We're going to go in and then yarn over and pull through and through, okay, for our slip stitch. So now this is what it should look like. Looks really cool. It actually gave a really cool design on that round. But now I'm not going to change color. If you're going to change color, you can fasten off here and then start in any chain 4 space, but I'm just going to go into the chain 4 space, yarn over, pull through, and through for a slip stitch. And now we are in the chain 4 space. We are going to chain up 1, so yarn over, pull through, 1. We are going to put 4 single crochets into this chain 4 space. So go in, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, that's our single crochet. So go back in, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, go in, yarn over, pull through 2, and one more, go in, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so there's 4 single crochets in there. Then we are going to chain 1 and hop to the next chain 4 space and put 4 single crochets in there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then chain 1 and hop to the next chain 4 space and put 4 single crochets in there. And just repeat that. So 4 single crochets in each chain 4 space. Make sure you chain 1 in between, okay, and then hop to the next and put 4 single crochets in there. So do that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to round 5. When you finish this round, make sure you chain that 1 and then slip stitch to the first single crochet of this round, okay? So right in here, okay? Not this chain up 1 or any slip stitches or anything. Go into the single crochet and then yarn over, pull through, and through. At this point, I'm going to change color. If you're not changing color, kind of go back into this chain 1 space like this, and then slip stitch, and then chain up 3, or I'm sorry, don't chain up 3, chain up 2, and go on to the next round. But I'm going to chain 1 here, cut that, pull it through, pull tight. I'm going to go into this chain 1 space, grab my new color, hook that on my hook, pull that through, and then I'm going to chain up 2. So yarn over, pull through, 1 and 2. And that's going to count as our first half double crochet of this round. Okay, in the same chain 1 space, we're going to put 2 half double crochets. So a half double crochet is yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops. Okay, again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. So now it looks like there's 3 half double crochets in that chain 1 space because that chain up 2 counts as a stitch. Now we are going to chain 1, so yarn over, pull through, 1. We're going to skip over all of these 4 single crochets here and go into this chain 1 space here. We're going to work in all the chain 1 spaces on this round. And in this space, we are going to put 4 half double crochets in here. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops on your hook. And again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and again, and then a 4th one goes in there. Okay, now we're going to make our corner, so we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then in this next chain 1 space, we're going to put 4 half double crochets. So again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's our corner. That chain 2 space is our corner. Now we're going to just chain 1, and in this next chain 1 space, we're only going to put 3 half double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 1, and in this next chain 1 space, we're going to put 4 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we have to make our corner, so we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and in the next chain 1 space, we're going to put 4 half double crochets in there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to work the side of our square. So now we're making that square shape, so you can kind of see there. It's the side. Okay, this is our corner. So now this next space here, we're going to chain 1 and put 3 half double crochets in this next space. So 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 1. And then in the next space, put 4 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then chain 2, 1, 2 for our next corner. And then in this next space, this next chain 1 space, we're going to put 4 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then chain 1, working our last side here, we're going to put 3 half double crochets in this space here, in the chain 1 space, 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 1, and now we have to make our last corner in these 2 last chain 1 spaces. So put 4 half double crochets in this chain 1 space, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and then put 4 half double crochets in the last chain 1 space on this round. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then chain 1, and now we're going to slip stitch to the first chain up 2 right here. 1, 2, go in to that chain up 2, yarn over, pull through, and pull tight. And now I'm going to change color here, and I'm going to fasten off. It says, let's see, round 4 ended in the first chain 1 space on the side, so that's where we need to pick up again. So I'm going to grab a new color and we'll go on to round 6. So if you're not changing color, what that just meant was that we're going to start in the first chain 1 space on a side. So if you lay this down and see the square, you can see that our chain 2 spaces are our corners, and then there's 2 chain 1 spaces on the side. Okay, we're going to start in the first one on the side, which is right here where we just fastened up. So I think in the pattern it said round 4 ended, but that was round 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so round 5 ended in this first chain 1 space, so that's where we're picking up. If you are not changing color, just slip stitch back into that space and then chain up 3 and go on to round 6 with me. But I just chained 1 and I'm cutting this and pulling it through. Pulling tight, we're going to go into a first chain 1 space after a corner. So right in here, or you can go into this one, or this one, and your fourth option is this one, okay? But I'm just going to go in where we fastened off, so right here, and I'm going to grab my next color, hook that on the hook, and pull that through. And then we're going to chain up 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to count as our first double crochet of this round. And in the same space, we are going to put 2 double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So now it looks like there's 3 double crochets in there. But we're going to save that because we're actually going to come back around and still work in there when we come back around. And I'll show you at the end of this round what that means. But now we're just going to hop to the next chain 1 space, and we're going to put 6 double crochets in there. So no chaining or anything, we're just going to go directly in there and make our double crochets. So remember, a double crochet is yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so that was 2, this is 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now, in this next space is our corner, this chain 2 space here, so we're going to make our corner stitches, okay, and this is going to have 12 stitches in the same chain 2 space, so we're going to put 6 double crochets, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, there we go, and 6, and then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to put 6 more double crochets in the same chain 2 space. So look at, I'm scooting this all over so I have room. So we're going to put 6 more double crochets in the same chain 2 corner space for our corner. So that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so there's our corner. Awesome! Now we're just going to hop to this chain 1 space here and put 6 double crochets in there. 1, 2, 3. Let me get more yarn here. 4, 5, and 6. And then in the next space we're putting 6 double crochets. So in each chain 1 space, we're going to put 6 double crochets. And then in each chain 2 space, we're going to put 6 double crochet, chain 2, and 6 double crochets in the corner chain 2 spaces. Okay, so it's actually a pretty simple round. It's just counting to 6 each time and getting your corners correct. So just make sure you do that. If you need to, follow along with the written pattern or look at the photos in the written pattern to follow along. Otherwise, I'm just going to let you go do this round and I'll meet you up for the next round. Alright, when you finish your last corner and you come back around, remember I said we were going to work in the same space because there was only 3 double crochets with that chain of 3 counting as a stitch. So we want to put 3 double crochets in there. So yarn over, go in, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now we're going to slip stitch to this beginning chain of 3 right here. And now we are in the spot where we need to be. So I'm not going to change color at this point. If you want to, you can change color, but then slip stitch in the same spot right here in the same stitch. So now we're going to go on to the next round. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So round 7, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to hop over to this next shell right here, and you see there's 3 stitches on this side and 3 stitches on this side, and then we can go in between these stitches, okay? So we're going to go in the center of this shell, and we're going to make a single crochet. So go right in between, there's 3 on this side and 3 on this side. We're going to go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, okay? Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to hop over to this shell right here, and we're going to do the same thing. So put 3 on this side and 3 double crochet on this side, go in between those stitches, and make a single crochet. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to single crochet into the corner right here. So we're going to go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet back into the same space. So in the same chain 2 corner space, we're making another single crochet. Okay, then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the between, now we're going on this side here. This is where we're repeating our round. So we're going to go in between, there's 3 stitches here and 3 stitches here. We're going to go in between them and make a single crochet. And then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, hop to the next shell here, 1, 2, 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3 stitches, separate those and put your single crochet in between those. Okay, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, hop to the next and put your single crochet in the center of that, chain 3, and then hop to the next shell and insert a single crochet in the center of that, then chain 3, and now we're in the next corner, so we're going to put a single crochet, chain 3, and then a single crochet back into that same corner. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat what we did on the side for this side and each side around. So just chain 3 and put your single crochets in the middle of your shells here. Make sure 3 are on each side. And just continue doing that until you hit the corner, and in the corners we're putting 1 single crochet, chain 3, and 1 single crochet. So do that all the way around. If you need to rewind just so you can see this side that I just made over here, otherwise just follow along with the written pattern, and then I'll meet you up for our last round. When you come back around, you want to chain your 3, and then we're going to slip stitch to the first chain of this beginning chain 3. So right over here, we're going to go into the bottom of this one, yarn over, pull through, and pull through, just like that. So now I'm going to change color. If you're not changing color, just slip stitch into this chain 3 space and chain up 2 and go on to the next round with me. But I'm going to chain 1 here and cut this yarn, continue to pull that through and pull it tight. And then I'm going to grab my next color. I'm going to go into that space because if you didn't change color, I want to start in the same spot as you. So I'm going to go in and then pull that through and then chain up 2. So 1 and 2, and that is going to count as our first half double crochet of this round. Now you could modify this and make single crochets instead if your square is getting big enough, but I'm going to do half double crochets because that's what the pattern says. So in the same chain 3 space, I'm going to put 3 half double crochets. So yarn over, go into the space, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops on the hook. Okay, again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And one more time, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so now there looks like there's, it looks like there's 4 half double crochets because that chain up 2 counts as a stitch. Now we're going to put 4 half double crochets into each chain 3 space on this side. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in this one here, we're going to put 4 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now in the chain 3 corner spaces right here in the corners, we're putting 2 half double crochets, chain 2, and 2 half double crochets. Okay, that's only what's going to be in the corner spaces. But then in each chain 3 space on the sides, we're putting 4 half double crochets in each one of those. So do that all the way around, and then remember in the corner spaces, we're putting 2 half double crochet, chain 2, and 2 half double crochet. And then, if you, like I said though earlier, if you need to follow along with the written pattern, that link is in the description of this video, so you can do that. Otherwise, I'll meet you up at the end of this round and we'll fasten off together. Alright, just finishing up this round here. I gotta put my last 4 half double crochets in this last space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we want to slip stitch to the beginning chain up 2 right here. 1, 2. So we're gonna go in and then yarn over, pull through and through for a slip stitch. And then I'm going to fasten off because our square is complete. So chain 1, cut your yarn, pull it through, pull tight, and then sew in that end. Oh my gosh, there you have it. Number 201 granny square is complete. Thank you so much to Patricia for allowing us to use this pattern in our project. This was a very simple and fun pattern. So make sure you're checking out those links in the description of this video, linked to her written pattern as well as her blog and her Facebook. She's got the Facebook fan page, all that good stuff. You can check out that mood blankets design or her squares as well, and go along with her crochet along from a couple years ago, so you can do that. So again, thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this square today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy hooking!